Hello and welcome back. Excuse me. This is Love to Inspired Handmade with Christina, and today is September 19th of 2025, and I am so thrilled to be back here with you guys. So last week I showed you the Ornamental Christmas Modern Christmas Designer Series paper. I love the black and white and the gold accents. It really gives a whole new look of elegance and fun creations. And so this week I'm super excited. If you get the suite to this bundle, you get these little beautiful golden rings. And so there's so many things that you can do with it, but I thought, how about creating this fun fold card to demonstrate just another way to give that special card to someone this Christmas. And so these are the little gold rings. They're about, I don't know if you can see how big they are or whatever, but they're a little less, they're a little under 4 inches. And so we're going to create this fun little card. Let me show you, I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? So then you have the fun little ring, and then you've got the star, and then it opens up. So it's like an extra little book of all the things. Here is another one I did. It's a little bit different. Let me try to open up all the pieces here. So then it opens up. Now this one I kept plain, but you open it like that. So beautiful. I love them. So I'm going to show you today how to create this fun little card. All right, so let me turn the camera down. Here you go. I'm going to come in just a tad bit closer. Well, maybe not yet. I'm sorry. We'll get it straight in just a second. Let me figure out. I know you're seeing all the things going on right now, but I want to be able to get you in with a good shot of the Stampin Cut Machine. But before we get started, let's go over a few of the supplies that we're going to be needing. So to start off, sorry, I can't clear my throat this morning, or this afternoon, is the crumb cake. And so the crumb cake is at 8.5 by 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4, just like your basic stuff. And we're going to go ahead and set him down here. The next thing I will be you will need is a basic black piece, and this one's at 8 1/4 by 5 1/4, scored at 4 1/8. Then you'll need a basic white piece. Now this is for the inside of your greeting. This one is cut at 3 3/4 by 4 7/8. That's your insert. Then you'll need a piece of designer series paper, and this time I chose these beautiful little stars. So how cool would that be to have those stars along with the star that we'll have in the center? And this is the back piece of it with this beautiful Christmas trees. And if you decided to use those, you could take your Stampin' Blends and even color your trees in to give it a different kind of popping color. And then I have another strip here that's 3 1/4 by 3 3/4, and that'll be on the inside of my card as well. So to get started, in the Spotlights of Nature die set, it comes in all the different shapes of circles here, and they have little pretty fun designs on them, where you're going to need the largest one in there, and it's a 4-inch circle. So go ahead and grab him, or something equivalent to, because our rings, like I said, they're right at 4 inches and just a little bit under, and they're going to fit perfectly inside our circle that we'll be using soon. So inside it, you're going to start with your, let me move this up just a tad bit, your base piece and your designer series paper. Now you don't want to completely attach this. You'll want to take like some glue dots and add it to the front, just a couple of them, or something equivalent to, because you're going to want this paper to stay in place while you do this first step. Okay, so take it, put them on there, and then just line this up to the center of your card front. Next, you're going to take the die circle, and you're going to sit it in the center of the card front here, just like so, because we want to cut that out first. And if you have some washi tape handy, or a sticky note that's got the sticky on one side. Use it to hold your die in place, and then that way when you run your stuff through, it won't move, because there's nothing worse than having everything just so, and you've used your plate so much that they sometimes start warping and your stuff moves, and that is the worst, because then guess what, you have to cut it over again. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that real fast out for you. Rolling back out. Done. Okay, and now you will have this fun little circle here. Actually, you have two fun circles to keep on creating with, or you can use them somehow into your project that you're doing now. The next thing I want to do is set this to the side just for a minute, because we're not done cutting. And inside the fun little ornamental Christmas bundle, you have the dies, and it's got a tree, different ornaments, and the little circle. Now the circle that comes in this bundle is a little bit smaller than our rings, so it doesn't fit. See, the ring is bigger, so it doesn't fit for what we're trying to do here. Just a little note. But it also comes with this fun little star, and we are going to use it to create the card. Now I'm going to need two of those, so I've got some scrap pieces of my specialty gold paper here, and I'm going to run it through twice, because you're going to need two of those. So let's, sorry if I'm moving the camera while I'm doing this, just sometimes it's like that. All right, let me move him out of the way, brush all that off, and we're going to do that one more time. Let's see, I don't know if I can get another one on this one. If I can hold him just right. All right, like with this one, I probably need to hold him down with just a little bit of that washi tape, because it might move. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. It might move during it, and I'm really trying to eye it onto this piece of paper cardstock. So let's go ahead and hold him down, so we get the most out of all of our sheets. I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to, especially when it comes to my specialty paper, I use every little bit of it that I possibly can. So I'm gonna go ahead now and move this out of the way so that we can get to creating. Okay, let me bring the camera down just a little bit, find my chair. Now, here comes the fun part. All right, let's get us all together. Let me find all my pieces now. Ba-da-da. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and peel this little piece off right here, because we got some assembling to do before we attach that pretty little thing. That glue dot just really held. No worries if it tears just a little bit, because it's all going to be covered back up. Okay, so that we don't forget, let's take our basic black piece of cardstock that we have, and let's go ahead and fold him in half, because we want to go ahead and get him inside the card. We don't want to add it or forget to add it. So I'm going, and he's going to fit just right in the center. You might need to go ahead. So yeah, let's go ahead and fold this just a little bit so I know where I'm going. I'd hate to put it in there too far, then it wouldn't shut, right? Okay, so you'll go ahead and get your adhesive, or I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue and add this piece onto the deal. And I love this because it kind of gives that book feel, and it's just different than your, I know we always, oh my gosh, we always have fun folds and different things, but this one really steps it up for me as far as giving us that special card. Now, however, it might have a little bit more weight in it, so just keep note if you're wanting to mail this card, You might need a little bit more postage, most likely, but it would totally be worth it, in my opinion, to, you know, share the love with everyone. So now that it's in there, let's go ahead and we have that down, okay? Now the fun part, assembly. So get your little gold ring here. And now that we have our little gold ring, I have these little, where is it at? So this is the black and white and gold baker's twine. And inside the pack, you have one that's real pretty, that's white and gold. And then you have another one that is black and gold. So either one of these go very well with what we are creating. Let me move this down just a tad bit so you can see me in action. A little bit better. So I'm using the black and gold one from this little pack. And if you get, like I said, if you get the bundle, this is, or the suite, you get all of these things inside there. So I just took a little piece. Now it's more than what I'm gonna need, so I'm gonna have to trim it off. This one is probably 8 inches, so it's way more than I need. But just fold it in half, and I'm going to just put it around my ring. And you'll want 2 of those, for one on each end, okay? And then you just pull it tight like that. And so now you have, now it will move a little bit, right? It's gonna not totally stay there, but that's what we're going for. The next thing is, go ahead and get your little stars here. Let me get the little flakes out of it. All right, on the stars, one more thing to know is, you see how the 2 sides here are just a tad bit longer, not by a whole lot, but that's how you can tell the top and the bottom from the side to side. So if you went that way, it wouldn't be that it's necessarily wrong. I mean, it still has a really cute look to it. So it's just on how you want to add that to your creation, but I'm going that way. I'm using the top and bottom for that. So just make sure you have that already lined up the way you want. Now there's a couple of ways that you can use this to add to the string, to attach the string, okay? So you can either use your multi-purpose glue, you can take some glue dots and kind of use them to hold this down in place. Tear tape will do just the same thing. If you use dimensionals, just remember that it's going to not close flat, it'll still close, but it'll just have that little gap around it, and it'll still be just as cute, okay? But I want it to lay as flat as possible. I know it's gonna have a little bit of bulk to it. Where did my tear tape go? Oh goodness. I may not be using tear, oh, there it is right in front of me. Haha. So my glue dots that I have out are like the teeny tiny ones. They're like from a sample. And so I can't even tear my tear tape. So I'm going to use my tear tape right now, just because I want this to hold the strings in place as we start assembling. So just go straight down for the middle and then the top and bottom. And don't worry if it's hanging off a little bit, you'll be able to roll that up. Can you see that on the camera? I put it on each one. You'll want to go ahead and do that on the other one as well. I'm going to come back though when I put it together, and I'm going to use multi-purpose glue to give it that final little stick all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I hope I'm doing the right end. So both of them are done. Okay, now to go ahead and tear off the tear tape on these. Oh, that one ain't even sealed down good enough. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off. I want to take this one off. And make sure, if you're brand new to jumping on to my video, I would love for you to leave a comment. Let me know where you're from. Have you tried this before, or are you definitely putting this into the I must do. And then also make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would love for you to tune in. I come in every week, every Friday, for some new fun tutorials. So yeah, you can get down in my descriptions and find other links, or go up into my bio to check me out on Facebook. You can find me in my blog. I'm on Instagram. You can look me up on Pinterest. There's all the different ways. So I'd love to share and create with you. All right, so this is how we got this going. You take one end of this string and you move it to the center and do the same thing. And if there's any extra, just snip it off. Not a biggie, right? So now we have it to where when you flip it over, well, see how it is? Yeah, it's so cute, right? Can you think of all the possibilities that you can do with this now? I mean, I know my little tiny brain is on fire of what I'm wanting to do with these. So exciting. This is one of my favorite new little things. Even if you don't have or want to buy the whole suite, you can buy this stuff individual. So you can get the designer paper, the stamps, the dies, even these rings. You can all buy it separately. The cool thing about buying it in a suite or a bundle is you save a little bit, and we all like to save, right? Like, if you know you're going to be using it, why not get the whole thing? Because that's just the greatest. So then just center this on the top and give a good press. Make sure everything's good and stuck. And then that's how you have, oh, that side ain't stuck. But that's how you have it. So now you ready to add it to the card front? Yes. So bring it back down to your front here. Now it's going to be the same concept as far as adding your string, right? So just so that I know that I'm securing all of this into where I want it, I'm going to put my tear tape about the center of both of these. Now the reason for that is because I want to come back with my multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to add it to the edges and all around so that it really secures the top of my card. So take the paper off of your tear tape. Now let's add our beautiful star. Oh my goodness, this is, and I love how this looks on that black. Isn't that just gorgeous? So pull it tight and then kind of just press it firmly down onto that tear tape. Now you can do this two ways. Obviously I'm going to have to trim some of this off, but I'm going to take a little bit of that and just go ahead and go across the tear tape like that, and then snip it, and do the same thing up here at the top. Just pull it just enough, not too tight, hard, because you know you don't want it to pop off for sure. That would be terrible. Okay, so that's how I have it right now. And another fun thing though, you can have it stand this way if you would like, you know, or it stands that way, and I really like that because how it turns. So cute. Need to still give that a little press. They're still trying to pop up right now. All right, now let's take your tear tape, and we're going to add this back to the top. So this is what it's going to look like. Now remember, when you're adding it onto the front here, this circle is going to be perfectly lined up because you just cut that out. So there shouldn't be any of the cardstock showing from the inside. It all will just have the little border around the outside. Okay? Stick into my tear tape. All right, let me take my glue and it'll go around. Oh no, I just went right inside. Try not to do that. You don't want it on the inside. I'll wipe it off in just a second though. All right. And just when you're using your multi-purpose glue, don't squeeze real hard, just give it a gentle little squeeze so that way you have just a little bit come out and you have control over the glue. If you squeeze too hard, a lot of times you'll get, like, I know it seems like a lot, but this is just a light layer of the glue. Sometimes if you squeeze too hard though, you get way too much and this glue is already like tacky, so it's just you'll just be feeling sticky all the way around. So I'm going to start on one side and just trying to gently lay it down so that I can see where it's lining up. If you lift it up, if you need to, before you press down too hard, you have a little bit of liberty to kind of move it around to get it just in the right spots. And then, oh gosh, now I want to give it that good little press like so. So that way it all sticks just like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Another fun thing you could do is switch your designer series papers up. So like this, you could have a different background to it, right? I don't know if I have another one over here. This is a squiggly one that I have left over from, but you don't want to take away from it. So this one for me, I think is just as pretty, but if you go ahead, you can also add this piece right here. So it kind of has that full front look to it. But when you open it up, this is just in the center of it, right? And you could come back even if you did add that and add you a little greeting so you can kind of see it, but then when you open it, it's like that. Now all you want to do is come over and let's finish the inside of our card. So take your base that you have and that little bitty strip that we had over here that was 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. You'll add it to the top or the bottom. It doesn't matter, there's not really a wrong way, but this kind of ties the designer paper and the card all together just like that. So you can have, like I said, you can leave that where it's at the bottom, flip it over, and then you can have it at the top, and you can write your little da-da-da to your little friend. So I'm gonna add it to the front of the card, I mean the inside. Oh my goodness. And that is how we create this fun little ornamental Christmas. I'm calling it a book card, but you have just that fun, you know, extra twist to it. The only other thing that we want to add is either take you some rhinestones and add on here, some real red, doing something in red would be really pretty to give it another pop. I'm taking this real red ribbon here. I love this ribbon. It is one of my favorites. It's kind of silky, but it has a hint of that seam binding ribbon feel to it, but it's a little bit thicker. And I like it because there is, it just creates fluffy bows. I mean, it's easy to work with for one. I'm trying to turn this piece of ribbon around before I tie it. It just creates a beautiful bow to it. It's easy to work with, which, hello, I love that. I love ribbon anyway. It's just beautiful and fun. So I create me a little bow. Let's go ahead and snip that off. Now, I'm not going to use my glue dots this time because the ones sitting in front of me are actually the smaller, tiny ones, and I have found that the bow or the ribbon is just a tad bit too thick for it to stay on my card. So you can use a little bit of tear tape on there as well, because it kind of acts like your glue dot. But glue dots are are ideal for this if you have them. Just use a bigger one that's going to hold. Well, I guess it just depends on the ribbon that you're using. So add me a little bit of tear tape right there, and then you have your bow. And You know what I didn't add? I didn't put our sentiment in the inside. Do you think I could do it? Shh. It's already attached, so. Inside that bundle you have wishing you peace and joy. So let's go ahead and do this real fast. I'm gonna add it at the bottom this time. Not too shabby. What do you think? It landed just right. One more, if I can find it. Oh, inside there's a cute little star. So I'm just gonna add him right there at the top. So that's it. I'd say it's super simple, but it is a little, it's simple, but it's a little, you got to take a little bit of thought into it. So it's so cute. But one more time, I will pull out the camera so that you can see the other two cards. There was this one that you could create. And then you have this one. It's another one that you can create. Just like so. Isn't that cute? I love it. They were just adorable. And can you, I know that it'll put a smile on somebody's face and they're gonna be like, I love it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stopping by and watching my tutorial this week. And I look forward to coming back to you next Friday, September 26th of 2025 with something new, something fresh, something fun. And until then, y'all keep on creating and be blessed.